Marissa was my sweetheart. I took the prom. She had my favorite punk CD-ROM. But growing up in Nazareth, it can get kind of boring. They say Marissa killed her next boyfriend, and here's the story. It was a third-degree, allegedly fatal methamphetamine injection, 'cause her boyfriend was overdosing on fentanyl. But the story is as ridiculous as any small-town Johnny.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the greatest podcast in mankind's history. This is a story of a girl who cried a river and drowned the world. Though she looks so bad or good in food, with something like that in photographs, I absolutely love her. When she smiles. You guys love it. You know it. You love it. The Anti-George Carlin podcast. Today we are talking about the woman I took to prom. Because apparently she's in prison for murder. I'll pull it up. Nazareth woman who shot up overdose victim with meth pleads guilty in the death. DA's they made it rhyme, apparently. Why did they have to do a Dr. Seuss line? Nazareth woman who shot up overdose victim with meth pleads guilty in the death. DA's office has bad breath. Why'd they do that? Totally unnecessary. I went to prom with Marissa. I went to prom twice. And I was in an outcast group of friends, I would say. Take note, young men. When I went to prom the first time, my friends were all like, I ain't going to that yuppie shindig. I'm too cool. And I remember saying, why? You get laid. Do you guys not like sex? Or I don't really have much of it. And you have sex after. It's totally. I went to prom twice. First one was with Marissa Metler, free Marissa Metler. This podcast is dedicated to you, and we'll get into your story. And then the next year I went with someone else, a girl I really liked. And if think of it this way, young men. If someone said right now, if you do the chicken dance, that's all you have to do is the chicken dance. You get to sleep with the girl you like. Plus your hormones are raging. You're constantly getting boners. Your body's weird. And you're sexually inexperienced, so she probably won't even want to be with you anyways. But all you got to do is the chicken dance. You're going to tell me you're going to say no? Are you gay? What's wrong with you? All you have to do is say, it's totally reversed. Like women want to go, but they shouldn't because you get laid after, and it's like, that's all you have to do. Men don't want to go, but they should want to go because they actually have the incentive. It makes no sense. And if you're like, I'll never do romantic stuff, you're wrong. I also believe in following your dreams, whatever it is. If you're on your deathbed, you're going to be like, oh man, regret. Same with romance. I'm telling you, if you don't go after it, you will regret it. Maybe not at that prime. Prom doesn't matter. Like I'm strictly speaking in a superficial way to gain experience and, to have that experience, and I don't think about it, but I did go twice. So Marissa Metler was sentenced by County Judge Samuel Murray. I'm putting him out there because that's what kind of judge would send a woman that weighs 90 pounds to prison for trying to revive her boyfriend? Does that seem weird? It seems weird to me. I am a little bit emotional about all this because my older brother passed away of a fentanyl overdose, and I don't think the judge, Samuel Murray, has ever seen maybe he has a son that OD'd or something. I don't know. It's possible. It's highly possible in today's society. But when you see someone that OD'd that you loved and they're not breathing and they're blue and their face is in a weird position, that judge, there's no way you would possibly get me off of my brother trying to revive him. I would try everything. I would literally try everything to revive him. So he's got to be smoking crack like these two people did. Why is that a bad thing to try and revive him with meth? That sounds pretty smart. If you don't have Narcan and the person you love is dying and there is meth, I don't know. This is a bad example. Never mind. But they did it in Pulp Fiction. So most of the people in America are probably like, yeah, that's what you do. You stab them with stuff that makes your heart beat. I don't know. All right. So Nazareth police were dispatched just before 7 p.m., February 12th, 2021, to Metler's home in the 400 block of West High Street for a reported overdose, the district attorney's office said. Metler was with the victim, who was in cardiac arrest. Okay. The district attorney's office said, which is notorious for speedballs. You have seizures and your heart stops. You stop breathing with fentanyl, but with the combination of opiates and stimulants, oftentimes people do it. It's very dangerous. It's making me sad. Officers and medics from the Nazareth Ambulance Corps attempted the life-saving measures, but the man died 4 days later at St. Luke's Hospital in Bethlehem Township. The county coroner's office advised borough police that the man died from complications of a narcotics overdose. That doesn't tell. Yeah, we know he overdosed on fentanyl. Thanks, Brainiac. Thanks for that one, Copernicus. You're the best. He's literally the world's worst coroner, apparently. Metler, who has cooperated in the investigation, of course. I knew her since I was 9. There's no way she's like, I'm going to get lawyer up. You know me. I always play it safe. Who has cooperated in the investigation? She cooperated, told authorities she was trying to save the man. I knew it. I didn't even read this. I knew she was trying to save him. She's not a bad person. I lived at her house for like 6 months. Ran away. Trying to save the man when she shot him up with meth. Narcotics collected at the scene were tested by Pennsylvania State Police and turned out to be meth, the narcotic painkiller tramadol, the tranquilizer xylazine. Oh my God, dude. And fentanyl. Fentanyl is a synthetic opiate 50 to 100 times stronger than morphine. I'll go into all my bits about. I have bits about Suboxone, the horse drug. It's not for people. It's for horses. On May 22nd, the coroner formally ruled the death was a homicide from acute intoxication due to the combined narcotic effects. Now, how do you explain that in court? How do you know he didn't have meth in his system prior? How do you know she provided the fatal injection that killed him? Precisely. I really want to know this. And if he was overdosed, maybe he was dead. Maybe the shot didn't even affect him at all, dude. Remember what we did with George Floyd? Oh my God, it's a horrible one to bring up. I know it's already divisive, so I already said it. I'm not restarting this podcast, but he did have fentanyl in his system. It may appear because she was in a panicked, grief-stricken state, She just wanted to save him, was trying to be honest, and said, I tried everything I could do. I shot him up with meth. That didn't kill him. He was on fentanyl, dude. That killed him. I don't know. I would like to see how they actually... She took a plea deal, apparently. So the investigation... Sorry. It's like... When these stupid articles are written... This is LehighValleyLive.com. It's like... They aren't written by someone who's experienced what a speedball feels like. They aren't written by someone that has shot fentanyl. You know? So it's just incomplete. The investigation learned that Metler bought the fentanyl from Scott Guth. Is that a name? I guess that's a name. Of the 200 block of South 15th Street in Allentown. Yeah. Bad spot. The district attorney's office said Guth pleaded guilty in February to drug delivery resulting in death and was sentenced to 7 to 14 years in prison. Like, that's going to help him. If he's a drug addict. If he was just selling the fentanyl, that's different. We're kind of... People are forced into these pre-existing circumstances. Force people into those circumstances of selling fentanyl. I don't think it's good. It kills you instantly. You can't try anything. You literally... If you're going to prom, dude... If you're going to prom... Do not even do Molly. Do you understand what I'm saying? This could be your story. Marissa, I'm telling you, that was I took her to prom. And people don't get it, man. When they, yeah, all my friends are dead. Like, a lot of them are. Older brother's dead. It's like, people don't get, like, this is the number one cause of death for, like, what, 10 years? And it's only young people. We did cocaine. Well, yeah, cool, dude. All my friends are dead. Shut up. I don't want to hear it. And some old judge. You killed him. You shot him up with meth. That's actually how you stay alive. I remember overdosing and my friend blew crack smoke down my lungs, dude. Thank God he did. Judge Sam Murray. They don't get it. Old people don't get it. I don't think it's a good lifestyle whatsoever. I think it's garbage. I think you hurt a lot of people. I think you hurt yourself the most. And hedonistic pleasures are garbage, dude. They really are. And it's not fulfilling. Once you like get a taste of like a higher calling or higher purpose, you go, this is like, well, stupid. I think you have to grow up. That's the only thing. So we're gonna check out the morning call if we can. Sometimes they make you subscribe. All right, we're on another one now. All right, so 2 plead guilty in separate Northampton County drug overdose deaths involving fentanyl. A Nazareth woman and Bethlehem man pleaded guilty Wednesday to charges stemming from 2 deadly overdoses in Northampton County. The cases were unrelated. Oh, all right. Unrelated. Never mind. All right. I guess that's it, guys. Marissa. Free Marissa. I will write a song. And that's it. We'll send that. We'll go out with Free Marissa. I'm writing a song for you in wherever you're at. You know, I wish the best for you. I'm sure your family misses you. And that's about it, man. Weird. Go to prom, though. Prom, worth it, dude.
Marissa was my sweetheart. I took the prom. She had my favorite punk CD-ROM. But growing up in Nazareth, it can get kinda boring. They say Marissa killed her next boyfriend, and here's the story. It was a third degree, allegedly fatal methamphetamine injection. Cause her boyfriend was overdosing on fentanyl. But the story is as ridiculous as any small town Johnny Law. I overdosed when I was young, but thank God Josh blew crack smoke that down in my lungs. It is actually pretty smart to give your boyfriend meth to start his heart. When Narcan won't wake up the brain, it's not insane to give him some meth in the vein. I know grieving has 50 shades of pain, but sounds like a kangaroo court for a good Samaritan. Picture bottom dollar, any addict would have happily let her attempt to save a life so free. Marissa Metler, because she didn't do anything wrong. Cause when his lips turned blue and his face went down, Marissa didn't know what to do because she barely weighs like 100 pounds. I can guarantee that the jury never saw an OD of your loved one who just won't breathe. When my brother died, my whole family cried, my family cried. If you think you're pulling me off of him, you're smoking more crack than them. Cause I'm gonna try 9 million times. Cause I never got the chance to say goodbye. If you then tried to charge me, that's the crime. So that's the story of my prom date. They needed someone to pay. Marissa became the scapegoat today. She wouldn't hurt a fly. I was 9 when I first met her. So if I make a song catchy enough, maybe we could bring Marissa Metler. Cause I'm sure your family misses ya. Free Marissa. Free Marissa.